Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. Today I am here to do a tier ranking video. I love doing this, I love watching these, I've done a few in the past. Today is going to be all of the books that I have read in 2023 so far because we are halfway through 2023 and I want to talk about the books that I've read so far. Do I remember them? Do I not? Do I love some of them? Do I not? We're just going to discuss them. As of right now I'm filming this like 2 weeks before June is over, so I'll probably read a couple more by the time this goes up, but you know, it is what it is. We're just gonna do a tier ranking because I love doing these. It always helps me refresh my memory of books I read as well. As you can see with my tier ranking, I have different categories. Man, I was really hoping not to get these ads, but they're probably just gonna keep popping up, so please forgive me. So I have at the very, very top, Simply the Best. That means these were simply the best that I've read this year. I love them. You know, they are simply the best. Next up, we have So Good. Books that were pretty much 4 stars. Like, you can take these in star ratings as well. Books that were really close to 5 stars, but they weren't quite simply the best. Then we have in the middle 3 star, decent. That is what 3 star means to me. It doesn't mean I loathe it. It doesn't mean I love it. It means it was a decent read. I liked it for the most part. Then we have meh. This is books that I just didn't like. Probably my 2 stars. I don't ever rate 1 stars because it's just, I just don't. But I do rate 2 stars and that's my meh. Like, I didn't really enjoy it. And then my last category, since I really technically don't rate 1 stars or do, you know, 1 star ratings, I put I have no memories. This means that I have no recollection about this book. So clearly it didn't leave a lasting impression on me. First up, we have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This is a YA one, and I'm going to put this in decent. I liked it. I didn't love it. You guys know I don't read a lot of YA contemporaries or just YA in general anymore, but for some reason, I think a couple months ago, I had an itch for reading YA contemporaries, and I read a few of them, and I liked them. This one was cute. It was like a kind of Groundhog's Day. It was cute. Next up, we have Beneath Devil's Bridge by... I don't know about this author's name. I'm going to put it in meh. I think I gave it a 3 star, but right now for me, it's sitting at a 2 star. I don't really remember that much about it, but I remember some things about it. It had a podcast, and it was kind of revisiting like this murder that happened years ago, and it just was kind of boring, so putting it in the meh. Next up, we have Take the Lead by Alexis Dario. I'm putting this one again in decent. This one is actually this one was actually her first book she ever wrote, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but either way, it's a reprint, so it's a new cover. If you love Dancing with the Stars, you need to check out this book. The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. Again, I'm gonna go with decent because I didn't loathe this book. I didn't love it. I can get the hype with it, but I do think I'm gonna like the next books in the series more. I just didn't love him as much, but I think the other two with the plots they have sound a little bit more appealing to me. Then we have Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. If you can believe it, I'm gonna put this in So Good. I enjoyed it. It was short. It was very, very steamy, like wasted literally no time. This had a 0 plot, all steam, on an ice planet with a human and an alien. I didn't think I was into it, and then I was into it, so moving on. Next up, we have See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Again, I'm putting this in So Good. I really enjoy, I've learned Rachel Lynn Solomon's YA contemporaries more than her adult romances, which is very odd, but this is her YA contemporary. Again, very much like The Do-Over, where both of these are kind of the Groundhog's Day, where they keep reliving the same day over and over again. This one gets more on the science fact of it, like why exactly are they doing this? So I liked it. How to Sell a Haunted House. So good. Like, I believe this was my first 5 star I read it the entire year. I love this one. It's very rare where a book makes me cry, and it's impossible that a horror book can make me scared one page and then cry the next page. It's like, I did not expect that, but I freaking loved it. Things We Never Got Over. Decent by Lucy Score. This one, I read a lot of these, as you will see, because TikTok hyped them up. I did a whole video about it. This one was the main one, I'd say, why I did this video, because everyone and their mother was talking about it. I liked it. I didn't love it. We have When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This one I'm actually going to put in So Good. it was like a 3.5 for me, so just so you know. But I really enjoyed it. It was like a clean romance that was a small town romance that was just really cute. It made me want to read more Sarah Adams romance. So I really liked it, surprisingly, and I wasn't expecting to. Next up, Spells for Lost Things by Jenna Evans Welch. This is another YA contemporary. I'm going to put this in decent. It was cute. It wasn't super memorable. I think if you've read one Jenna Evans Welch book, you've kind of read them all. But nevertheless, it was cute. Next is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. Again, decent. I didn't love it. I would give it like a 3.5, so I have like 3.5 where I veer more towards 3 and a 3.5 where I veer more towards 4. This one's the case of veering more towards 3. It was cute. It wasn't very memorable. Wayward by Amelia Hart. So simply the best. I love this book. I wasn't expecting to. I'm not going to lie to you. I bought it really because of the cover, because the cover is like chef's kiss. But it was such an engrossing story for how short it was. I loved it. What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. Meh. I do remember this, and I remember not loving it, which is a bummer because Kate Alice Marshall writes some really good YA, like horror kind of books, but this one was just missed the mark on all the fronts for being her first adult thriller. She could have went to a different lot of places in this book, and she didn't, and I did not like it. Also, The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth. I'm going to put this in meh. I think I originally gave it a 3, but I'm sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. But it just wasn't that good, honestly. Like, what have we done by Alex Finlay? I had no memories. Like, this is like my 3rd Alex Finlay book. I think I might give him up because none of his books, I couldn't tell you what, no, one was about like a blockbuster one night where people got murdered, I think. And that's all the memories I have of that one. This one, no memories. X's and O's by Amy Lee. I will put this in decent. It was cute. It was definitely like a good Valentine's Day read because we have a girl that's obsessed with romance and a guy that's not, and she revisits her past loves, and it was cute. It was cute. Do I Know You by Emily Wibberley and Osman Sigma Broca. Meh. It's such a bummer. I love their first adult romance book, The Roughest Draft, which is very controversial because a lot of people don't like it. I loved it. This one I did not like whatsoever, so it's a bummer. Tackle by Rachel Harrison. I liked it. It was cute. It's definitely like a Halloween read. It's marketed again as more spooky, and it's really not. It's more about friendship, and maybe one of the friends is a witch. That's the book. So, again, a mismarketed kind of thing there for you. Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. Meh. I did not like this book. Like, I felt the romance was not there. Usually, I can always go to a Tessa Bailey book and love the romance. This one was not it for me. Also, Ruby Spencer's Whiskey Year by Rachel Billow, I think. I read this one because it was about a girl that's going to Ireland, no, Scotland to write like a cookbook, and I was like, this is gonna be interesting. It was so boring. Like, nothing happened. Nothing happened. And it was a slow burn romance, which I don't mind, but this one, nothing was happening already, and by the time the romance came, I didn't even care. So, there's that. Oh my gosh, I feel like I got a lot of mad books. I need to up this because I'm also putting The Inmate by Frida, I forget her last name, in there. Everyone's been talking about this author. I read The Inmate, was not impressed. I don't think the writing's that great, personally. Maybe I need to read more of her books, which I want to because everyone on TikTok is hyping them up. But this one, I just felt like there were so many. I mean, it's all about this woman that's a nurse, right? And she gets a job at this jail where she put this guy in, and he's there. I'm like, shouldn't there be some sort of screening process if you know an inmate? Maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't get a job there. I'm just saying. Either way, moving on to better things. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Definitely simply the best. A beautiful, cozy fantasy book about opening up a coffee shop, an orc opening up a coffee shop. It was simply the best. The Golden Spoon, I forget who wrote this, but I'm gonna put this in decent. This was a cozy mystery that was kind of in the same veins as The Great British Baking Show, which is a great show. This was okay. Was it predictable? Absolutely. Did it have a lot of unrealistic things? Again, absolutely. But it was cute, so I'm gonna put it in decent. The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda. Meh. I read this one because it takes place in Outer Banks, which is very close to, I live in Virginia. So if you live in Virginia, I feel like you just kind of are also very familiar with OBX, as we call it. And it just wasn't good. Again, with like the last row I put up here, nothing happened. Like, even the twist that came, I was like, this is the twist. Oh my gosh, The Writing Retreat. I can't believe I'm putting so many books in meh. This is not me, but I was so excited for this book. It sounded so amazing, and it just was so blah, which is interesting. A lot of people love this book, so I may be the minority here. I did not like it. The True Story of Tanner and the Lees by Colleen Oakley. I'll put this one in decent. It was cute. It was kind of a take on Thelma and Louise about like an 80-year-old woman and like a 20-year-old girl. They go on the run. It was cute. Wasn't amazing though. Happy Place by Emily Henry. Finally, here we go. Simply the Best. My favorite Emily Henry book. I cannot believe I'm saying that. I wasn't expecting it to be, but I resonated so much with this book, with the whole friendship vibes being in the 30s. Yes. The Last Word by Taylor Adams, I will put was so good. It was good. It was interesting about a reviewer getting stalked by an author. Like, that is our worst nightmare. And somehow Taylor Adams made it freaking creepy. It could be a great movie. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. Again, decent. I read this one again for TikTok, and it was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't like horrible, so there you have it. Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I will put in meh. This one was all about these two characters that met 10 years ago, shared one day together, and then 10 years later they reunite, and I'm just like, this day made the biggest impression ever on them, but I don't get it. So there's that. The Daydreams by Laura Hankin. Oh my gosh, I hate putting things in meh. Meh. Another one that I was really hoping to love, but did not. For Surely by Abby Jimenez. So good. Really enjoyed it. Great romance, great mental health depiction with social anxiety. Loved it. Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I have no memories of this book. I have no clue. I think I remember very vaguely the guy in it was like, I made my first million when I turned 12. And I was like, what were you doing at 12? Because when I was 12, I was a total dork, and I still am, but how are you making $1 million? That's all I remember about it. Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. It was decent. It wasn't amazing. This book I feel like had a lot going on in it. It had like 5 different really big plots, and I felt like that was a little bit too much with it. But there you go. The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. Again, I will put in decent. It wasn't amazing. I feel like my love, no, I don't want to say that. I really do love a lot of Christina Lauren books, but their latest ones have not been wowing me as much as I want them to. Unfortunately, it's by Tessa Bailey. This is the sequel to, which one is it? Secretly Yours. I loved Unfortunately Yours. Super cute, great hate to love romance, very steamy, was into it, I guess I should say. And a Jam by Kate Canterbury. Here we go. Simply the Best. A indie romance that I was not expecting to love. I read it on a whim, total Kindle Unlimited type of thing. Loved it so much I had to buy my own copy. Like, it was chef's kiss, beautiful, loved it. The Only One Left by Riley Sager, I will put in so good. To me, this is more of like a 3.5, leaning more towards 4, I guess you could say. I didn't love it, but the atmosphere and setting, Riley Sager is great for that, and the big twists were, I think, somewhat predictable, but it was overall okay. I want to give it more like rating just because I liked it way more than his last release, The House Across the Lake. Gosh, I loathe that one, but this one was more decent. Business or Pleasure by Rachel and Solomon. Meh, sad to say. It's an adult romance that I really had to push my way to read it because I just was not invested in the romance with these characters. Didn't really feel like they connected, and it wasn't there for me. Someone Else's Shoes by Jojo Moyes. Oh, crap. I don't remember much about this book. I think I liked it. I do. But I don't remember a ton of details about it. That's all I have to say because I don't remember much. The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Maria Zapata. Freaking A. Love this book. Another indie romance I read on a whim because everyone's been talking about Maria Zapata, and her books are actually being bought by publishers, which I'm very happy about. This is the new cover, and I'm so glad I read it before they like took it away on ebook because I feel the same way with All Roads Lead Here. I can't read it right now, but The Wall of Winnipeg and Me was amazing. I loved it. My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. So cute. This was a perfect book to read near Valentine's Day. It was cheesy, it was clean romance, but I loved it a ton. The Fourth Wing. Oh, just Fourth Wing. Should I put it in freaking so good or Simply the Best? I did rate it 4 stars, but I'm gonna move it to Simply the Best. And the sheer reason why is because I remember a lot about it still, and I think about it a lot. I think about dragons a lot, and when I think about dragons, I think about House of Dragons and Fourth Week. So, I mean, I don't know. Did I fall on the hype train? Probably. Did it make me feel like I was back in 2011 reading Divergent? Yes, but I enjoyed every freaking second of it. And the last book I have is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer, which again, I am putting in Simply the Best. This is one that completely took me by surprise. I definitely saw it on NetGalley and the cover drew me in, and then the plot sounded interesting. It was kind of a take on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but oh my gosh, I loved it. So heartwarming, so cute. Was not expecting to love it as much as I did, but I did. Here's my official tier ranking. It's interesting, I'll say that. It looks like the most of my books are 3 stars, which I would agree with one coming in less with meh. And I would say Simply the Best and So So Good, my 5 and 4 stars are tied. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books that will for sure probably be on my favorite books of the year. I don't know what the future holds for the rest of the year, but I mean, like, it could be worse. It could be a lot better. Do I want all these books to be in Simply the Best? Absolutely, but that's not the case. I am disappointed to see how many meh books I have because it's a lot, and that makes me feel like I need to fine-tune my reading. But then again, can you really fine-tune your reading? That's a hard thing to say because... But then again, can you fine-tune your reading? Because I think all of us go into a book expecting the best of the best, and sometimes we're let down. So I don't know. It's hard to say. But either way, that was my tier ranking video for all the books I've read this year. I'll probably do another one of these at the end of the year when I will do a whole full-on tier ranking for all the books. And who knows, maybe some of these have changed then because my mind changes a lot on different things. But either way, I would love to know what you think about this tier ranking. Would you agree with these or not? Please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.